Hi, this is David Mann. This is the first lecture in a series called The Craft of Composing. Please check out the book at thecraftofcomposing.com. So the focus of today's lecture is going to be scales. I'm going to start by playing a scale known as a C major scale. Now, a ruler is made up of equally spaced numbers, but scales are made of unequally spaced notes. There's two units that we need to learn. So the first is called a half step. A half step means you move from one note to the next adjacent key, whether that key is white or black. If there's no black key, then it's the closest white key. So if we play a scale of all half steps, it's going to look like this. Then we have the second interval, which is called a whole step. A whole step means going up two keys, like this. So from here to here, that would be a whole step because it's two keys away. Similarly, that's a whole step. Now in this case, there's no black key in between. So when we go up two keys, we'd be here. So that's a whole step. And then from here we go up two keys, 1, 2, that puts us here. Two keys here, two keys here. Now going back to ancient times, humans recognized right away that to create a good sounding scale or a good sounding melody, you need a mixture of whole steps and half steps. If you play all half steps, it sounds almost scary. If you play all whole steps, it sounds almost like a Mickey Mouse dream sequence. So the major scale is a mix of whole steps and half steps. So from C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, E to F is a half step, F to G is a whole step, G to A is a whole step, A to B is a whole step, and B to C is a whole step, or half step. Now, this scale is so popular and it's so ingrained in our Western music theory that they actually built it into the structure of the piano. So if you look at the piano, you see there's a black key here, a black key here, no black key. A black key here, a black key here, a black key here, no black key. Guess what? That's our pattern. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Everywhere you see a black key is a whole step. Now, what we're going to do next is we are going to start on a different note, but we're going to keep the same pattern of whole steps and half steps. So whenever you go whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, you get a major scale. So here we go. Now we're going to start on F. We're going to go up a whole step, a whole step. So now we want to go up a half step, but look, if we just go up to B, that's not a half step, it's a whole step. So a half step actually takes us here to B flat. So we're going to go F, G, A, B flat. Then we're going to go whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So in the key of F, that is why there's a B flat. Because in order to maintain the whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half pattern, you need a B flat. Now let's start on G and see what happens. So we're going to start on G, and again the pattern is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So we're going to go whole step, half step, then we're going to go whole step, half step. Okay, so again, started here, we went whole step, half step, whole step, but now we need a whole step, and this is not a whole step. So instead we're going to use F sharp, that makes it a whole step, and we get to G. So the idea is that anytime you maintain this pattern of whole steps and half steps, you get a major scale. And whatever note you start on is going to determine the name of the scale that you're creating. So now let's do a really challenging one to see how much we remember. This time we're going to start on A flat. A flat. Now we're going to go up a whole step, which would take you to here. Now notice I moved 2 keys. I went 1, 2. So A flat, that's B flat. Then we go up 2 again, 1, 2. That takes us to C. Now, should we go up a whole step or a half step? If you said half step, that's correct. So that's a half step. Then we're going to go up a whole step. That's to here. A whole step. That's to here. A whole step. That's to here. And now should we go up a whole step or a half step? If you said half step, you're correct. To here. So guess what? You just played an A flat major scale. And that's how we get the 12 scales and the 12 keys that we use in music. Thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please check out the book at thecraftofcomposing.com and you will see this lesson explained as well as many others. So again, that's thecraftofcomposing.com. Thank you.